everyone, welcome to Mark's Finance and Fitness. Today we're going to focus on finance and specifically two companies, and we're going to talk about some news about both these companies if I think they're both a buy or a sell type of stock. Both of these stocks are going to be in the communication services sector, and it's going to be AT&T and Disney. AT&T currently pays a nice dividend. It's very attractive for dividend investors. It's hovering around 7%, whereas Disney does not currently pay a dividend. It has in the past, and I think it will in the future once they are able to open back up their parks. So these are two very interesting companies with some very interesting news recently, and I want to cover it for you guys. So let's start with AT&T. AT&T provides telecommunication, media, and tech services worldwide, and they operate through four segments. Their communications, which is AT&T, Cricket, DirecTV, and some other things. Warner Media, which is TV and films. And Latin America, which they have some communications business there. And Xandr is they provide digital and video advertising services. So I want to focus first on AT&T and their ownership of, or hopefully not in the future, DirecTV. So DirecTV was bought by AT&T back in 2015 for $49 billion, but what came with that was some debt. So in total, they took on $66 billion in obtaining DirecTV. That was a lot of money that management decided to invest in, and it was not a good investment. In fact, in the last 2 years, DirecTV has lost more than 7 million users. That is huge. It's a dinosaur. It's a dying breed. People are switching over to streaming service platforms such as Netflix, Disney Plus, and their own HBO Max. So keep in mind, $66 billion is what they got it for, and they're wanting to sell it, and they're hoping to sell it for $15 billion. You heard that right. That's a huge cut from $66 billion that they purchased. They want to sell for $15 billion. That's how DirecTV has gone downhill. The good news is they have a few buyers that hopefully a deal can be made by early next year. Now you might be saying, well, that's a huge loss of a product to buy it for that much and sell it for that little. But the thing is, it's no longer worth keeping. If something's not working and you know it's just going to keep declining, you should get rid of it. That's how your stocks should work as well. And so I think what they can do is use that money, that $15 billion, and put it towards their high debt. AT&T has held high debt for a long time. At the height, it was about $190 billion. They have since paid it down to $164 billion. And they're focusing very heavily on paying down that debt. That is their promise to stockholders, is they are shifting focus to paying that debt. I think that's been a focus for the last year or two. So I think overall it is a fantastic idea to get rid of DirecTV, which leads me into HBO Max. This is an area I think HBO has a great opportunity. I have HBO Max myself. I've been enjoying it. I watched a movie last night called Underwater. It was a great monster movie, and I was very surprised by its quality and the enjoyment of the film. They also have a well-known series, Game of Thrones. This was something that you could not escape the last couple of years when it was airing. Everyone was talking about it. I think HBO Max is going to be Warner Bros. And AT&T's kind of saving grace outside of their phone business, which generates a lot of cash. So HBO Max recently released that they had a 48% increase in their subscriber activations in the last 6 weeks. That's a lot. So they jumped from 8.6 million subscribers to 12.6 million subscribers. They also said that engagement surged 38% in the last month. And there's a reason for that, which we'll get into next. But what I want to kind of compare this 12.6 million, let's compare that to Netflix. Netflix has 195 million subscribers. That's a huge difference from 12.6 million. So HBO Max has quite a long ways to go. I think they need to do something innovative and bold in order to grow this service that they're providing and get into the streaming service competition. So what this is going to lead me to is Warner Brothers' decision to release all their movies, all their 2021 movies on both HBO Max and in theaters on the same day. So when these movies come out, are scheduled to come out in 2021, they will be released on both HBO Max and in theaters. This is a huge decision. And this is one that is bringing a lot of critiques in from Hollywood. A lot of the producers of these movies and actors and actresses are saying, we want our viewers to watch us on the big screen. That's what these movies were made for. And they are really pushing back hard on Warner Brothers' decision. In my opinion, though, I think they are wrong. 100% wrong for, being angry and getting after Warner Bros. And I really hope Warner Bros. Sticks with this strategy. And here's why. This is the future. The streaming services are the future of entertainment. And AT&T and Warner Brothers has an opportunity here to really focus and grow HBO Max. I don't think there's any other huge way to do this other than what they're doing now. They have a great opportunity here. And the fact that they're releasing it in both theaters and HBO Max, this is giving consumers an option, which I think is fantastic. If you want to go see it in the theater, go see it in the theater. If you want to watch it at home, watch it at home. And personally myself, I'd rather watch it at home than go to the theater, have to drive there, wait in line, sit in a theater where someone's going to get on their phone or maybe kick your seat. And I just prefer watching it from home. Don't get me wrong, I think watching it in a theater is a great experience. You have a large screen, epic sound system. But let's kind of look at it in a different way. A lot of people now are creating their own home theater systems. They're buying the big TVs with high quality, screens, and they're putting in surround sound. People are really creating their own way to enjoy and watch movies at home ever since a lot of these, streaming platforms have really jumped and grew in their numbers. And so I think a lot of people are actually going to prefer to watch these movies from home instead of going to the theaters. I think it's good to provide the consumer two different options. And I think it's wrong for these millionaire Hollywood elitists to dictate how we watch our movies. I think that, they get to go see these in pre-showings, not with the general public. They don't know what it's like. They don't really have that true view from the consumer. And I think a few articles I've seen, a lot of people are preferring to watch movies at home instead of theater now. And of course, the pandemic really made this, accelerate. But I really hope Warner Bros. Sticks with this, because I think this is a unique opportunity for them. And I hope they just, do not listen to the noise from Hollywood. And, if people want to go see it in the theater, they will. So I think these people that are, these producers that are, such as Christopher Nolan, that are critiquing Warner Bros. On this, the people that want to see it still have the opportunity to go see it in theaters. But there's a huge population out there that I think want to see it from their home. And so I think this is going to be great for if you own AT&T stock. If they can grow their subscriptions in 2021 by a large amount based on this decision, which I think they will, it's going to really boost the business. It's going to really help HBO Max and make it very competitive towards the streaming giants such as Netflix and Disney Plus. And so I really think this is a great thing. They're also doing it in a very smart way. They're releasing them on the same day in both theaters and on HBO Max, but they're only keeping it on HBO Max for a month. Why is this good? Because if they left these movies indefinitely, someone could subscribe to HBO Max at the end of 2021, watch all the movies, and then unsubscribe. This way, they are forced to stay on HBO Max the whole year if they want to enjoy all of 2021 movies. This is going to allow them to get familiar with the streaming HBO Max platform, probably get involved in some movies and series themselves, and they're going to be that much more likely to keep that subscription going the following year and the year after that. So I think this was a very smart decision by AT&T and Warner Bros. And I really hope they just drown out the noise from Hollywood and stick with it. I believe it was a great decision. So let's talk about AT&T stock real quick. It dropped down to about $28 per share, and now it's jumped up to $31 per share. And I think anything below $30 is an absolute buy. Anything above that, I think you need to drip in slowly and cautiously, because AT&T seems to always get the bad side of things in anything it does. I mean, they do this, I think, great thing on HBO Max, but now they're getting critiqued by these big Hollywood stars. They bought DirecTV, which turned out to be a bad decision. They're very high in debt, but I think they do have a solid future if they can just stay focused on being innovative and looking into the future. So I think they are a buy at $30 or below, and I would buy probably up to about $32 before I would stop and kind of reevaluate and see where things are maybe in a year. So this leads me to Disney. Disney stock has jumped tremendously this last week or so by 13.59%. And you look at the chart here, Disney was near $80 a share during the height of the pandemic. And I had some friends that I know that bought during these lows, and they're very happy right now because it jumped up this last week to $175 per share, from 80 to 175. That is tremendous. Of course, there are some reasons why this happened. First off, they announced that they have gained an incredible 86 million subscribers in a little over a year since they released their Disney Plus streaming platform. That is a lot of people. Mind you, HBO Max has 12.6 million. And of course, Netflix has 195 million, but 86 million in about 1 year is tremendous. That is a huge, huge jump. And especially this last week, they released that they are going to put out 50 original titles. So that's going to be 10 Marvel series, 10 Star Wars series, 15 Disney Animation and Pixar series, as well as 15 Disney Animation and Pixar features. This is fantastic, because what they've had so far is mainly, their older movies that they've made, and they're relying on people wanting to rewatch them. But people aren't going to want to keep watching them forever, so they need to come up with new content. And Disney recently stated that it is going to heavily invest and focus on Disney Plus. And here is the fruits of their labor. Here's them putting their money where their mouth is. They are going to be putting out these 50 original titles. And, of course, Netflix puts out a lot more original content. But I think Disney puts out very high quality stuff. Not to say Netflix doesn't, but I think Netflix is more of you have to pick and choose. You have to kind of filter through their options to get something really good. I have Netflix, so I enjoy them. Nothing against them. I do not have Disney, but I would highly consider getting Disney now. This is huge. This is something that I think is going to propel Disney in the next 5 years to possibly surpass Netflix. They are saying that they have a goal of having over 200 million subscribers by the year 2025. 200 million. Netflix has 195 million right now. I think it's going to become closer and closer, and it's going to be a battle. And these are the two companies to watch for, and hopefully HBO Max can make up for it and make a decent dent in their subscriptions in the next couple years, with this year focusing on their decision to release their movies on both platform and theaters. So Disney is one that I think if it dips below 160 to 150 a share, I think it's an absolute buy. I think they have a strong future, and I think in the next 5 years there's going to be a lot of growth with their streaming platform. And their parks will be opening up this year. The vaccine is coming out. I think anything below 160 and 150 is a buy, because I hope in the future, this is a stock that will definitely, reach over 190 per share. This is my opinion on both AT&T and Disney. I think they both have some very exciting futures, should they keep on their paths. And you should highly consider these. Of course, do your own research. Always make educated decisions before you choose to invest. Again, I do hold AT&T. I do not hold Disney. I wish I would have got in during the lows. I would have made some good money, but I will be on the lookout for Disney if it drops below 160 or 150. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this type of news content. I want to do some more in the future. I think it's fun to learn about individual companies, what they're doing, my opinion on their future, and if they're a buy or if they're not a buy. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you next time, or see you next time on Mark's Finance and Fitness. Be sure to reach out to me with any comments below or through my email that I put down there. You can also sign up on Robinhood for 2 free stocks. If you click that link below, just getting started is most of the battle. So happy investing, and we'll talk to you guys soon.